Hello and welcome to my super wonderful, fun, happy, fun time YouTube channel. My name is Craig, otherwise known as Stealth Fan. If you haven't already, I please urge you to subscribe. It means a lot, and I do want to grow this channel. Welcome to this new series where we're going to go through my theme park merchandise and we're going to talk about the memories behind them all, because I don't collect theme park merchandise for the sake of it. Everything I has a story behind it, has meaning behind it. It's not just general stuff. So today, with episode 1, we are going to start with Thorpe Park, which I've been visiting for over 25 years. Showing my age there. So yeah, we're going to go through some memories. I'll tell you the stories behind them. You'll get to see some videos throughout this, and you can share you can bask in my memories. So let's start with the world's first, shall we, which is Colossus, the world's first 10 looping roller coaster. Now, unfortunately, I can't go on Colossus anymore because in my old age I just can't ride rides like I used to, and when Colossus opened, I could ride it a lot and I loved it. It was a great ride. It was beautiful, that area. And the logo's pretty badass, isn't it? Like, it's got some cool facts. I mean, look at that. Like that, it never leaves you. All of that is cool. And I love this ride, so on-ride photo and notepad. Yeah, I love this ride. When it opened, I'm gutted I can't go on it anymore, but it did look beautiful. Fun fact behind Colossus is what sparked my interest in rides, because every year we used to visit Thorpe Park. I mean, I guess every year I still do for the most part. Every year we used to visit Thorpe Park, and we visited while Colossus was under construction. And outside, sort of X No Way Out, Walking Dead, whatever you want to call it, was the model, which I'm sure some of you may have seen, a big model of Colossus, and it was fascinating. I was looking at it, and then you had the construction walls behind you, and then there was holes in the wall, and they you could see into the construction site, and obviously the ride was in the process of being built, which meant that rides aren't built in order. You don't start at a station, go up, you don't do that. And it fascinated me as a child. I was just like, why aren't they building it in order? Like when I build my Connect roller coaster, I build it in order because that makes sense. But they weren't, and it fascinated me. So when I got home, I started following up and watching it being built, and just watching this thing come to life was amazing. And then the next year when we visited and it was open, I was like, look at this! Like, there's this huge ride, which ironically is not that huge now. I'm an adult. But this huge ride, and it's got all this theming, and it's cool. It's got a beautiful colour. Like, I was like, wow. And I loved it. We went on it like 6-7 times when we went open year. But progressively, as the years have gone on, I had to ride it less and less, because for whatever reason, in my old age, the barrel rolls or the inline twists or whatever you want to call them make me sick. And if you don't believe they make me sick, I literally mean they make me throw up. Because it was a Friday night, maybe 10 years ago. We were with my cousin, and we went on Colossus. Well, no, let's go back the year before that. So I went on Colossus the year before we were with my cousins, and I remember sitting in the brake run like this, in the chair, and my eyes were rolling in the back of my head, and I was just like, whew. Like, we were sat in the brake run, I was looking at the lift, and the lift kept getting smaller, and I'm like, whew. Then the following year, I went on it again, and about 10 minutes after, we were sort of near Pirates 4D, and I threw up spectacularly in a tree. So I helped feed the tree. So yeah, ever since then, I haven't been able to go on it, and I do suffer with inline twists and barrel rolls, because even on like the Lights of the Swarm, I have that issue. So old age sucks, man. But yeah. So that's my story behind Colossus. Sad that I can't ride it. Let's go to another one now, which is this. Now, for those of you that don't know what this is a DVD of the on-ride experience of Saw the Ride. The disc's actually pretty cool. Check that out. This isn't something that Merlin really do anymore. Or should I say Pixel? Unfortunately. Even though it's pretty cool. I mean, it looks a bit like this. But yeah, so as you can see, they don't really do this anymore. If you want to see the full thing, I'll put it in the description down below. But the nice thing about this video is it was with a friend who'd never been, and it's just a cool thing. Like, I've filmed on ride videos of rider cams and stuff for Theme Park Review, and there's some on my channel that I've done myself. They're good. Like, you want to see people having fun, don't you? But you don't want to pay £15. Like, why did I pay £15? That is the question. I still don't know. And the other thing is, I don't understand why they do it, because the amount of money it must cost to install this system. But I can't imagine they get the return, and it only usually lasts a year or so. So I don't understand why they keep doing it, because they did it with Saw, they did it with Swarm, they've done it with Oblivion. They had that whole Your Day fiasco at Alton Towers, you know. I just don't get it, but it's a cool thing to have, like an official one. And, you know, I quite like the case, it's all pretty cool. I just say, hello, Thrill Hunter. You think the game is over? You are wrong. The games have just begun. That's from 2004? But yeah, whatever. So yeah, that's Saw. That was actually quite a cool ride to watch open. I have this thing for IPs. I think IPs have let down the creative aspect of the industry, because you're just taking someone else's idea and working to it. Like, Wicker Man maybe is the most recent modern creative idea, but you know, there's just too many IPs, like Walking Dead, Angry Birds, David Walliams. I don't understand how that's an IP. CBBS, it's all IP based. I love original ideas, which is why we're going to get to my next thing now, which is Wicked Witch's Haunt. Arguably my favourite dark ride in history. And yeah, it's one of my all-time favourite dark rides. Now, for starters, I just want to talk about this cover. See, like, somebody drew that. Right? And it's cool. This ride sparked my love of dark rides. I like dark rides more than I like roller coasters or any other ride. I am a dark ride whore. I mean, this was taken in 1995, so I was 4. As you can see, look, 4-year-old me, apologies for my terrible nails, 4-year-old me is fascinated by this. I mean, look at that, so cool. I love this ride to pieces. I cannot stress how much I loved it. I was absolutely devastated when it burned down. Every time we went, I would just go on this thing relentlessly. And I would love to know if there's any parts of the ride left anywhere in the park, even if it's in a workshop or something. Just absolutely would love to know. But this is what I mean by creative. Like, somebody drew that. That's cool. Let's see, like this Saw thing that I just showed you. That's all pre-printed. You know, that's taken IP. That is what it is. But somebody sat there and went, I want to draw this scary witch, and they did it, and it looks cool. I don't think they've managed to replicate a dark ride like that, to be honest. But you know, here's another one. There's from a year after. That's another photo. That's 95. I think that's 96 maybe. I know they do a Wicked Witch's Haunt pin now, which I really do want to get my hands on. But I don't think they've ever managed. Again, we're talking about Colossus. We talked about Colossus and how that sparked my love of roller coasters and theme parks as a whole. I always look forward to going on Wicked Witch Haunt on anything, like first ride, last ride, the whole thing. And I remember the day my parents were like, "Oh, there's been a fire at Thorpe Park," and I was like, "Okay," thinking, I wonder where. And then they're like, "Oh, Wicked Witch's Haunt's been destroyed, and so's Mr. Rabbit's Tropical Travels," which is ironically the two rides that I loved more than anything. Because you got to remember, back then they didn't have, Stealth and Nemesis Inferno and Swarm and Slammer and Rush and all these cool things. They didn't have them, Because remember, they used to be not the thrill park, they used to be the family park, and then they sort of swapped with Chessington. So yeah, I do miss that ride quite a lot. But yeah, got some good memories on it. And yes, I have been on Haunted Mansion and Phantom Manor, and they don't stand up to them. Like, Wicked Witch's Haunt's just got that special place in my heart. And it always will do. So let's talk about the aftermath of Wicked Witch's Haunt to a degree, which would be Nemesis Inferno. Flammable. This is a notebook that I got opening year. This is a keyring that I got opening year. And look, it spins. It spins. Interesting fact, Nemesis Inferno obviously has replaced two of my favourite rides ever. And I can tell you, yeah, it's a good ride, don't get me wrong, it's a great ride. But it's not Wicked Witch's Haunt, if you ask me. And do I think it deserves the Nemesis name? No. Frankly, no, I don't. Nothing deserves a Nemesis name. I mean, we've had 3 Nemesises, essentially. We've got Nemesis at Alton Towers, we've got Nemesis Inferno, and we had Nemesis Subterra, which, for the record, I liked. Right? I know a lot of people did not like that ride, but I liked Subterra. Except for getting punched in the back. So yeah, I can't be the only one who thinks the irony is Inferno, it's on the site of a fire. But when it comes to Nemesis Inferno, all of this stuff was bought, and this little wallet, see, was all bought opening year. My parents took me out of school for the day to take me to Thorpe Park, and we went on Inferno like 10 times. It was brilliant. Again, when that ride opened, it looked beautiful. They had all this bark, and it was all like different colours, and it looked like lava flowing, and there was mist and smoke and not a huge amount of overgrown trees. Now it looks a bit of a mess, in my opinion. I'd love to see it come back. I'd love them to just cut all the trees down and start again. But yeah, it's still a smooth ride to this day, don't get me wrong. It is a really good ride, but it's not a Nemesis. Rumour has it, I've heard that part of Mr. Rabbit's Tropical Travels has just been buried under the queue line. I don't know how true that is, but I'd love to think it is. I really would. It's still a popular ride. I still go on it. My favourite thing about it, and this is where my love of Bose sound came before I decided to work in entertainment to learn all about sound. The acoustic wave cannon in the station. Who remembers that? Like the big heavy bum 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 do 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 do. I loved it. I was brilliant, just shaking the room. Like, it really did work. So yeah, good little ride. Good little ride. I don't know. I just can't. Now it just looks like a bit of a mess, if you're honest. The effects, I don't know if the effects work now. I haven't been this year, but the mist effects aren't working, and I used to have all these lights and stuff, and it was amazing. It's just not stood. They have looked after it. That would be a lie, but I think it's overgrown now. I know it's a jungle theme, but still, I don't you know, jungle. Where's the Inferno if it's all grown? Nothing's on fire. Need more fire. So yeah, Nemesis Inferno is a good little ride. You know, if you haven't seen it before, here's a couple of clips of it. Yeah, so that's Nemesis Inferno. If you want to see another video that shows off the ride a bit better, check in the description down below and I will put a link to my video for said ride. Now, let's talk about this. This is a Zodiac keyring. You might be going to yourself, why do you have a Zodiac keyring, Craig? Nobody has a Zodiac keyring. And I'm like, well, I have a Zodiac keyring, and here's the story why. When I was at school, I did business studies, studying business, and we did a trip to Thorpe Park to study business, and it was on the Thorpe boat. So we went through before gates opened. Sorry, we went through before gates opened to the boat, which it was located where I think it's a pasty shop now. Went on there, sat there, guy had a computer, and he was asking all these business and Thorpe Park related questions, which I knew the answer to because I was a rides nerd. So he gave me the keyring. Like, he just threw it at him. I'm assuming they were excess because I can't imagine many people bought a Zodiac keyring. So yeah, but interesting story behind that is, you know, you're like, oh, that's boring. It's a business studies trip. On his computer, he had no limits. Me being a Rise nerd, knew what no limits was. And I was like, oh, let's have a look at that. So he showed me the stealth one because it was stealth's opening year. He had another one called Project 2008 or whenever Saw was due to open. I can't remember. And I was like, oh, what's that? And he's like, oh, no, I can't open that. I was like begging and pleading for him to open it, and he would not open it. It's just a shame, but I got to see all the models that they've made of like stealth and stuff, which is pretty cool. And we're sitting in there and we're answering all these questions, and then we hear Rush testing. It's like, psh. You know the sound, it's a cool ass sound. Here we hear Rush testing, and we all were ramming ourselves out the door to get out there and go on some rides. Unfortunately, I couldn't go on stealth that day because it was having its 6,000 hour check or something along those lines. So I was gutted, but you know, it was all good fun. Free trip to Thorpe Park. Win! So yeah, I don't even know if they do Zodiac merchandise anymore. That's an interesting question, isn't it? Put in the comments if you know if they do make any more Zodiac merch. Not that I want any, but I just think it's pretty cool. What I want is more Wicked Witch's Haunt merchandise. Just saying. So yeah, that's that. Then we'll move on to something a bit different, which is this Thorpe Park 40th anniversary logo. I love this logo. That's all I want to say is like, I love this logo. It's the best Thorpe Park logo. But it does bring me back to a piece of merchandise that I don't have, and you'll understand why as I tell the story. I want to say in the late 90s, in the shop, they used to sell these yellow tubes, right? Well, they were ridiculously long. And you used to just fill them up with air, tie the end, and they were like rockets, and you could like hit them to each other and whatever. They were brilliant. Every time we went, I got one. It was like, you know, big yellow, and it just had the Thorpe Park logo down the edge of it. It was great. But they obviously don't make them anymore because it's essentially a plastic bag. But I'd love to have one again. Man, like if they still have any hidden somewhere, they were brilliant. I had so much fun because if it got a rip in it, you just like, you cut it, tie it up, and you'd have a smaller one. It would last forever. Brilliant. I loved it. You just in the back garden. I doubt they've got any more, and I doubt they'll ever do them again. But that was hands down my favourite thing. People get inflatable hammers, and I liked a plastic bag with Thorpe Park on the side. Be nice if they still did it, but alas, they don't. So yeah. Now we're going to talk about a ride that I'm probably going to cause a bit of controversy with when I say this, and you'll go, well, you don't like this ride, why have you got merchandise? Well, I do, alright? So, another DVD, this time, The Swarm. It looks a bit like this. obviously the full link is in the description below. Now, as you can probably see from that video, I'm not a huge fan of the Swarm. But it's got some good memories behind it. So this DVD, which to be fair, is in a pretty cool case. Like, it's pretty badass. Like, I do like it. It's just, here's one of the things. I do not subscribe to the fact that a ride is good depending on where you sit. To me, a ride is good only if it's good wherever you sit. And now, I think for me, this ride is just very meh. I believe this was bought on opening day. When, oh no, the ride's broken down for 15 minutes and the news have picked up on it because everybody's going to die. Right? Stuff like that, I hate it. I hate that sort of media attention. But it just didn't live up to the hype, if you ask me, the ride didn't. And the theme, the apocalyptic theme that Thorpe Park seems to go with, just drives me up the wall. So yeah, the ride opened. Loads of people like it. I'm not a massive fan personally. Not to say that other people shouldn't enjoy it. You know, if you want to have a closer look in the description, there'll be a link to an off-ride video, and there'll be a link to the DVD video. Now, people knowing that I'm not a massive fan of this ride, some friends I used to work with many, many years ago went to Thorpe Park while I was working. And they came back the next day, oh, Craig, we've got your present. We've got your present. You're really going to love it. And I'm like, hey, let's be honest, anytime someone says, oh, you're really going to love it, you ain't going to love it. So I close my eyes and then they go like this, and then they go, like, open my eyes, I'm like, what's this? It's a pen. It's a pen that says, The Swarm. And it has this little fold out image thing. Don't know why. And they just thought it was the funniest thing in the world to have bought me this. It's a good pen, for the record. It is a very good pen. But yeah, they were, oh, that's hilarious. Got you a Swarm thing. And I'm like, well, I've got a nice pen out of it, so win. Let's go on to some water rides. Now, obviously, this little Mitty Cove keyring that I got the year Tidal Wave opened. Now, I love Tidal Wave for what it is. Tidal Wave is very simple riding, it gets you very wet, and it's a good laugh. It's a bit old now. I wish the fire effect still worked, and I wish the water tower still worked. But it's still a good ride, and when it opened, me and my friend back then, we went on it a lot. To the point probably nearly got hypothermia because we got so wet. Not Valhalla wet, but still very wet. You know, and then at the same time we'd go on Thunder River. Not Rumble Rapids, Thunder River. Which I'm convinced to this day used to be a lot rougher. Like a lot more rapidy. But what do I know? But yeah, I remember watching Tidal Wave being built. This showed my age. I remember the Viking longboats there before, and Tidal Wave being built, and just being like, what? I was obviously like 7, 8. I was just like, what the bloody hell are they building over there? I don't understand. But they turned out to be Tidal Wave, and let's be honest, that ride has stood the test of time, right? That ride's now, what, 20 years old, something like that? Still pretty damn good ride for what it is, and it still gets big queues on hot days and stuff. So don't fault Tidal Wave. And it was sponsored by Dr Pepper at one point, and I love me some Dr Pepper. You know, but it's not the only water ride they've ever had, or the only water rides. They've also had this classic Logger's Leap with this beautiful on-ride photo thing. You know, it's not digital, it's real, it's not digital, it's like, yeah, you know, and there's key rings from late 90s, and God, I'm showing my age there now. I loved Logger's Leap. Logger's Leap to me was the best log flume in the country. Even my dad says that, and my dad's not a rides person. It breaks my heart to see it sat there as it is now, decaying, breaking, or broken, I guess, and inevitably soon to be replaced. But that ride, you know, I remember my cousin was quite ill at one point. I remember going on that with him, which is nice. He's still alive now, just for the record, but you know, I went on that with a lot of people through the years, a lot. I think the last person to go on with it was with a friend of mine who I still see. She, me and her used to go for Fright Nights and stuff back in, wait for it, 2007, because I still have the Ultimate Fast Track from then, from Fright Nights. It's a nice ride. It's nice to look back at rides like that and go, do you know what, that was a lot of fun. That Calgary Stampede, I used to love that area. It used to be one of my favourite areas of the park, and now it's just derelict to a degree. There's nothing to draw people down there, like, and again, the whole apocalyptic feel. You've got Saw run down, Swarm run down, Lost City run down. What else have they got? Amity Cove, like Stealth and all that, run down. It's all just not derelict. It's like apocalyptic. They might as well call it apocalyptic park. Like, I want vibrancy and imagination and colour and fire. But I'm not in charge of these things. So even Derren Brown's Ghost Train is a bit run down. You know, it's run down. It's an old warehouse. So yeah, so that's a shame that. But speaking of Derren Brown's Ghost Train, we're going to go on to our last piece of merchandise, which is this. Now, this is from Derren Brown's Ghost Train. It's a ticket that you got from fortune teller Derren with his clockwork face, and you used to get 10% off in the shop. This, I love this. See, now this is the sort of touch that I like. This is something different, and the Derren Brown thing looks pretty cool. I don't know if you saw his special last night on 20 years of Derren Brown, but that was pretty cool. Yeah, like, it's an interesting concept, Derren Brown's Ghost Train. Like, we went to I got this before it opened, when they opened the shop before the ride, because they had loads of issues. Interesting concept. It's just scrap the VR. Like, you could have had an amazing Ghost Train without the VR, but I'm not a designer. I just think the VR takes away. They also had this cool 4D holographic photo thing. Yeah, you would get one of these cool cards after you'd had your photo taken. And it'd be cool. Like, let's talk about these photos, right? Why do they do them? They did it on air, or Galactica, or whatever you want to call it. They've done it on this, and then it goes. It doesn't last very long. So you've installed in a huge amount of infrastructure for a couple of years. Like, I just don't understand. Like, it must make money, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't do it, but it just seems a bit pointless to me to build a building that people will go through, have their photo taken and all this cool stuff, just for it to go away. You know, and then you've got this building that, like, what we're going to do with it? There's nothing to do with it. It's a shame. Somewhere, and I can't find it, I have a wristband from the media launch, and my favourite thing about that media launch was they went around giving these little bits of food out for free. Can't fault them on that, but they had this little, like, wooden cup, and in it was a piece of fish and 2 chips. Alright, so by definition it was fish and chips, and for whatever reason that made me laugh. That made me laugh so much. It's like fish and chips because there's 2. It tasted alright from what I remember, but yeah. Yeah. Somewhere as well I do have a Thorpe Ranger, but I can't find him, and if I do find him I'll post a picture of him on my Instagram for you all. But yeah, so that's some of my Thorpe Park merchandise memories. I've got so many other memories for the park, and I mean so many. In fact, I'm sure we haven't actually spoken about it, but let's actually talk about stealth. Bride I love, thus the name Stealth Fan. Now I had, back when Stealth opened, a hoodie. Grey hoodie. I think it had the little like Stealth logos like across here, a little one down there. It's grey hoodie. It's like a zip up fleecy hoodie. It was the best hoodie I've ever owned, right? By far. And I'm sure on the screen right now, hopefully I found a picture and you can see me looking completely stupid wearing this hoodie. That's the best hoodie I ever owned. Like, unfortunately, I had braces back then, and I used to like on the sleeves, and it got caught in my braces, and my braces just destroyed it. To the point it was unwearable. But it was the comfiest fleece hoodie thing I've ever had in my entire life, and I really wish they still did it. Extra large, because you know, fat. I'd love to have one of them again. Like, if there was one hidden in I would literally delve through the depths of their merchandising pit to find another hoodie like that, because it was so good. Which is ironic when you think about it. That's the only piece of Stealth merchandise I've ever had other than on-ride photos. But yeah, like, the best hoodie I've ever had. Who would have thought the best hoodie I ever had was from a theme park? And then that side. Look in the description below and you can see an off-ride video of Stealth to make up for the fact that I don't have the hoodie anymore. So yeah, that's it for merch I have and don't have, because I don't know where I've put it. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, please remember to subscribe to my channel on the buttons down here. Any questions, feel free to ask away and I will reply. Like, comment and subscribe. Tell me if you want to see another one of these, because, you know, I'm not going to do them if you don't want to watch them, because that'd be silly, wouldn't it? I hope you have enjoyed it. The next park I would do, I would say, would be either Blackpool Pleasure Beach or Disney World, to change it up a bit from Merlin. So yeah, enjoy this little video of me on the runaway train at Chessington.
I know you're runaway train, it's a runaway train, get it right. Shut up! Take the tunnel! I should have not shut up.
Aha! And hope you enjoyed that. That's a video that's soon to come. So if you've subscribed, you'll be the first to see that when it launches. As I said, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Goodbye.